My Oregon Coast workshop starts this morning, and I've kind of made it a tradition to shoot things in the morning that are just too dangerous to take the group during the actual tour. This is one of those places because this is a sheer death drop, and you have to kind of scurry along this hillside to even have an open shot. Beautiful place, but it is dangerous. Dangerous as hail. It's a long ways down there. Don't want to fall. So it looks like we're not gonna get much of a sunrise this morning. This coastal fog is just not going to let up, and hopefully this is not going to be the trend for the week. Fog is not the best for seascapes. It's great for forest scenes, not so much for seascapes. So just because I'm not gonna get the photo that I came for, doesn't mean that today is a bust, because I got up early, I hiked through a beautiful forest, I'm overlooking a beautiful seascape, I'm breathing the fresh, clean air. What better way to start a day? It doesn't matter if you get good photos all the time, because the reality is you're not going to get good photos every single time that you go out and try. The important thing is that you do get out and you do try. The more you do it, the more likely you are to eventually get that photo that, you know, somebody's going to print on their wall. Later today I meet my group for my Oregon Coast workshop, and I feel refreshed, and it's awesome. I'm gonna take a shot anyways. I'm here, I might as well. I know it's not the shot that I came for, but hey, I hiked through a forest, I got to see a beautiful seascape, and I lived to tell about it. And in this particular situation, it's kind of saying something. It's a good thing. So the same foggy conditions that kind of ruined this morning's shoot has made this forest just look amazing. If you can hear traffic, that's because we're about 150 yards from the highway. Again, we're at Cape Sebastian, and the fog is here again, and it just makes this forest look gorgeous. So I had not really planned on filming anymore, but as I stopped and I started shooting here, I got several photos I liked, and I figured I wanted to show you guys. So right now I've got this really close-up wide-angle shot of this tree that's just kind of, it looks like the limbs are just kind of sprawling out for a big creepy hug. I love big moss-covered creepy trees, and there's several of them here. So I've got several different compositions already where I've got, you know, kind of some of the ferns in the foreground and then the forest in the background. And I'm really going to try to emphasize the atmosphere and the depth. I absolutely love forest scenes like this. When there's fog, it just adds a sense of atmosphere, and it's eerie, and I love it. So I think we're gonna drive a little further up the road, see if I can find another scene. If not, thank you guys for watching. If so, I'll see you in a second. It's hard knowing when the end of these videos ever comes when I'm out shooting. So I gotta meet my group later today, so we're on a bit of a time crunch. I better get going. So this is the third morning of the Oregon Coast workshop, and while we haven't got great light just yet, it looks like we're about to get some pretty nice light with a little bit of luck. We're at one of my favorite beaches on the Oregon Coast, and it's such a gorgeous scene, and I'm excited to share it with these guys. I also would like to take a moment to introduce to you the youngest member of our Oregon Coast workshop this year.
I know you turned it off.
No, oh no, it's on. You're recording.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Either way, what a gorgeous way to spend the morning. Looks like we got a little bit of light starting to happen. So now we're down on the beach and we're photographing the water kind of interacting and crashing against some of these sea stacks. It adds for so much more movement and energy, and every shot that you take is different. And I love that. Getting down on the beach and incorporating the moving water rather than just shooting the usual viewpoint, you know, that kind of vista overlooking the beach is a great iconic shot, but I like getting my feet wet a whole lot more. It's much more creative, a whole lot more fun. It's also dangerous though, so you kids out there, be careful. The undertow on these steep beaches is very real, and if you get sucked out to the sea, you're probably not making it back to shore. So it's the third evening of the workshop, and now we're in Bandon, Oregon. One of my favorite beaches, and we're getting ready to go down and shoot sunset. I have no idea what's gonna happen tonight. It's one of those evenings where the cloud cover can either snuff it out like a candle, or we might get some really epic light for a few minutes. It's hard telling. Any day on the coast is kind of a good day. So excited to be here. And there is a little crack on the horizon. We'll see what happens. So we're all kind of just wandering around trying to get our compositional plans for the evening. It looks like the sun could hit a gap in the clouds, and if it does, it's going to be a very brief gap. I don't think that gap's going to last very long. It's a pretty small gap. So it's a low tide, and low tides are notoriously awesome at Bandon because you get all these wet reflections reflecting the color, hopefully, as well as the main subject that you're photographing. The problem with this low tide is it's very low. A lot of the areas by our favorite sea stacks aren't even wet anymore. So that's forcing us to be a little bit more creative, go beyond the typical postcard shots that you see from here, just so we can utilize this wet sand and hopefully get some nice reflections. It's looking like we could get something cool tonight, so we better find a composition to utilize that cool.
Home to the mountain.
So in typical Nick fashion, I brought one charged battery, which doesn't work very well for filming with two cameras. So didn't get to film much, but we did get some color, and it was nice. I've never seen a group of photographers so happy to see a little bit of color after a couple gray days on the coast. It's nice to get a nice sunset. Happy photographers.
Home to the mountain.